So it seems like I'm kind of becoming an extraction shooter guy. And as you may know, I've been talking a lot about Marathon, how I feel like Marathon should probably be delayed, how it needs a little bit more time to cook. And while the Marathon closed alpha was happening and player attrition was happening quite drastically, this little game came along called Arc Raiders. Now, Arc Raiders is a name. It wasn't super catchy. I hadn't watched a ton of the marketing material. But from the second I booted it up, I thought to myself, wow, Marathon needs to be delayed. Arc Raiders not only nails the visual style that they were targeting, but it nails the vibe of the world that they're trying to build. It nails loot. It figured out how to keep that level of tension up at all times. And having come straight off a Marathon, I just don't know how Marathon can find a space in the extraction shooter genre at this point when there's games of this caliber coming along. Yes, that's right. I very much enjoyed Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders. Like I said, not the best name, in my opinion. But here's what it says on the Steam page. It says, Arc Raiders is an upcoming multiplayer extraction adventure set in a lethal future Earth ravaged by a mysterious mechanized threat known as the Ark. So what does that mean for you? What does gameplay actually play out like? Well, it's an extraction shooter, just like basically every other game that we're going to see over the next several years, it would seem. So, it has sort of a Star Wars vibe to it in terms of look, in terms of feel. You're playing as like somebody from one of the squadrons or a scoundrel, somebody like Han Solo, and you are going out into these locations with scary robots that you need to destroy or avoid, and you really do need to avoid them when you start out because they are quite lethal when you don't have a kit. And you need to get loot, and you need to hopefully get back into an elevator and get out. Typical matches either play out where you either see a player and then go and fight them, or you avoid the other team altogether so that you can just get out with a good loot run. And it is intense from the get-go. But the first thing you're probably going to notice is that this game is very, very pretty. They went for a visual style that reminds me a lot of Star Wars for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting Star Wars vibes from it, but I definitely am. And I have been really, really impressed visually. Like from the first cutscene, from the first gameplay moments, which unfortunately Shadowplay is being weird, so I'm not sure what I have captured, but I'll show you what I got. You know that they spent a lot of time on it. And each time you go into one of these maps, you'll encounter different things that happen. Sometimes it'll be raining, sometimes it'll be clear, and rain has an effect on how your encounters will go. You'll be less able to hear robots. You'll be less able to hear other players. It has proximity chat on by default, so if you're chattering with your friends, you're going to be giving away your position, which is exactly what a team did in a recent match where myself, Fran, and Ka went into. And we wiped the team with them. I happened to get a very powerful purple shotgun, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's do this. I think we can take these guys. And we did. It was quite great. So we loot their bodies, we do an extract, and we have a good time. This game has really, really nailed that feeling. And you know what the number one thing they nailed was? The audio. Every single thing you do is built around the audio design of Arc Raiders, in my opinion. When you open a crate, sometimes you have to breach them, and it makes this loud sort of creaking sound that keeps you on the edge of your seat as you're hoping to open this container, get some good loot, and not alert either the bots or the other players in the vicinity. And I absolutely love that about this. At one point, you're walking around, and proximity chat lets you know there's another player group in the area. They're talking to each other, and they're also alerting you to their position so that you can flank them for an attack. All of this just adds this awesome immersion to the game that I really found myself enjoying. And what do you get rewarded for those successful extractions? Long story short, you get quests that you have to chase. You can finish those quests, and as you do, you get to upgrade your vendors. So every time you go out in the field, you're making progress in some way. You're getting a component you need to upgrade your workbenches. Maybe you'll get something that you can sell for scrap and buy a better weapon to upgrade your character. Or maybe you're just going to be able to buy something in the store so that you can purchase one of the cosmetics that allow your character to look a little bit different than all the other players in the field. And I really think that they have nailed a really good vibe with this game. If you look at player interest of Arc Raiders, which is in its second tech test, it is far beyond what Marathon is at. And furthermore, it is retaining players because it has that thing that keeps you coming back. It is really unique. It doesn't really feel like any of the other extraction shooters I've played, so it's standing out in the market. And because it has that sort of, it's like a mix of Star Wars and steampunk. I don't really know where to categorize it, but because it has that unique mix, it just really feels like something new. And anytime a game developer does that, especially in this space where it's not militaristic, it's not, you know, similar to anything else that I've seen on the market, I really respect it. And to Marathon's credit, they are trying something new, but they've really missed the mark with a lot of these beats. Visually, besides interiors, the exteriors just don't look good. Bungie said they're going to work on that, but right now, it's just not impressing people. It's not even that fun to watch people play it. Arc Raiders does not have that problem. Arc Raiders is visually interesting. There's this one time where we're counting down past the countdown timer, and we see this giant ship or bomb or something come in. It hits the ground, detonates, and the audio design is there. The tension is constantly being built because you're like, oh man, we got to get out of here before these rockets destroy this whole planet. And you're just reminded of that by these spectacular detonations in the distance. Marathon is missing that vibe. It's missing the audio vibe. The audio's not even final in the game. The gunplay is okay, but it has this heat timer. To be fair, Arc Raiders has that also. And I don't mean to compare this to Arc Raiders. It's just so interesting to me that Marathon has this closed alpha where we're encouraged to give our feedback. And then Arc Raiders comes along, and I'm like, if I had the choice to play one or the other, I'm good. I feel like I've seen what I've seen about Marathon, and it feels so bare bones that I've already experienced everything that I'm particularly interested in experiencing with that game. And I think players, when you get a chance to do it, I think they're doing an open beta down the line, you're going to feel the same way. I think Arc Raiders could launch today, and I think it could have legs. I think that is a big discrepancy between the two games. Now, all I'm going to do for this video is just put some gameplay over it, but I wanted to just offer my thoughts about Arc Raiders, especially coming off of playing something like Marathon. They're vastly different in terms of feel, and Arc Raiders gets it right, and Marathon has so long to go. So thank you for sending me access to the early access build of Arc Raiders. I don't even know how long this game is going to be online, but I just wanted to make a little video sharing my thoughts about it and telling you, you should give it some time. I've only played a handful of hours, but it's quite clear that they have really nailed a lot of the most important aspects, the amount of gear you can carry, the audio design, the visual design, the world storytelling about these strange robots that are flying around that you have to fight and learn more about as you level up your vendors and learn more about the world. They just knocked it out of the park. So I think Arc Raiders is going to be a game that's here to stay, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you like my content. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to the supporters, Chris Ferretti, Inner Machine, Filaroni, Spingetter, and Aries EMS. I do appreciate you, as I do appreciate anybody who supports here on YouTube or on patreon.com/SaveStatePlus. If you want to see another video that I've made recently, I talked about the Xbox price hikes. You can check that out because, it's a good time to get a PlayStation. That's all I'm gonna say. Those prices are out of control. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out Arc Raiders if you get the chance. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.